When do you say career? When do you say title? When do you say certificate? Talking about your professional and academic achievements in English is confusing. And normally, the moment you need these words is the same moment you need to be using your best English, like a job interview or a networking event. Find out the difference in this video between these words plus other useful vocabulary and tips, and start talking about your accomplishments confidently in English. I hear people use the word title in the wrong way a lot of the time when talking about achievements. So the first thing to say is that title is not related to anything academic. In fact, in the world of work, your title normally refers to your job title. So this is a reference to your position in a company or organization. For example, your job title might be project manager, sales representative, creative director. Here's something interesting. When you are writing your CV, it's typical in the heading, the top section, to include your name and your job title. If you do that, then it's typical not only to capitalize your name, but to capitalize your job title. For example, Sarah Brown, graphic designer. Capital G, capital D. But if you are writing a more generic sentence and you mention the job title, it's not necessary to capitalize. Imagine you write a sentence like, I have been a graphic designer for 10 years. Don't worry, you don't need to capitalize. A word people tend to overuse is certificate. In English, a certificate is the physical document that is evidence of you completing a course. Traditionally, it's a piece of paper. These days, it could also be a virtual document. But it's the evidence that shows you completed maybe an academic course, maybe a first aid course, maybe a training day at your work. If you're really proud, you put your certificate on the fridge to display to all your visitors. A qualification is a very common word to hear in English, and it's a very generic expression. It refers to all the education, training, experience, skills, knowledge that a person has. One of the most typical places you'll find the word qualification is in a job description. Here, there's normally a section that explains all the qualifications required to do this job. So basically all the skills, experience, and expertise they want the ideal candidate to possess. And these days, it's normally a very, very, very long list. Announcement. The word career is not related to your academic or university studies. And this is where a lot of people get very confused. So career is actually like your professional journey, which is why a lot of the time you hear the expression career path. Makes sense, right? So it's a reference to basically all the jobs you've ever had, all the things in your life you've done related to your work. People sometimes talk about a career change. And this is when you move from working in one sector to another sector. For example, moving from teaching to coding would be a perfect example of a career change. Job interviewers might also ask about a career gap that they notice on your CV, and that's basically a reference to any period of time where you weren't working, where you were unemployed. Basically, just remember, if you hear the word career, think work, work, work. If you're talking about your academic experience, you might mention your degree. This is the studies that you do from college or university. You can have an undergraduate, a bachelor's, a master's, a doctorate degree. And something to be careful with is using this word in a sentence. So you say that you have a degree in a subject, but it's from an institution. So for example, in my case, I have a degree in history from the University of Edinburgh. True story, by the way. I'm a big fan of history, big fan. When talking about the specifics of your academic performance, you might hear people use the word mark and grade almost interchangeably. For example, I got a really low mark, or I want to get better grades. If you want to go deeper, we can distinguish the two words. So mark is more like a specific score, number, or percentage on a specific assessment. For example, you do an exam, you get 87%. You would say, I got a mark of 87%. However, when you're talking about your overall performance on the whole course, it's more typical to use the word grade. And in English-speaking cultures, it's typical to hear people be awarded grade A, grade B, grade C, which is a more general category than a specific number. You might say, I got 3 A's last semester. Woohoo, congratulations. To summarize, mark and grade are used interchangeably. But technically, a mark is a specific number on a specific assessment, and a grade is an overall evaluation. The word note is often confused for the word you use to evaluate a person's academic performance, but that is not correct. In an educational context, note is normally plural, notes. And this is talking about all the writing you do during class. To take notes is to write things down on paper. Well, probably not paper these days, maybe your tablet, maybe your mobile. In fact, there's probably an app on your phone called Notes. And that's a place you can record all your vocabulary in English and study and revise for later, right? You do that, right? Let's wrap up all the vocabulary you need to talk about your achievements like a pro. If you are talking about your profession, you're gonna use words like career, job title, qualifications, which are written on your certificates. If you're talking about your academic experience, you're going to maybe mention your degree from university. You're going to talk about your marks or grades that you got from there, and you might even mention all the notes that you took during class. And that's it. You are a master of impressing people in English with your accomplishments. If you found this content useful, please like and subscribe. You can find more learning materials at talktips.tv and my other social media. See the links in the description below. That's everything for now. Thank you for watching. See you soon.